Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. You are watching At Home with Troy. I am Troy, of course, and in today's video we are going to talk about the EFMP process when a military family moves overseas. So I know that I have a lot of subscribers that aren't affiliated with the military, so if you're here for my DIYs or my stay-at-home mom content, I'm really sorry. I appreciate the support, but it's going to be a pretty boring video today, so feel free to click off or keep scrolling. So for my military families, what I wanted to do is give you a couple of tips as well as some information of a person that like literally just went through it. We got approved not too long ago, and we should get our HHG coming any day now, you know, to pick up things. So I'm fresh out of the process. So I just want to give you guys some realistic expectations and some tips that'll help you along the way. So let's get started. Okay, you guys, so what I'm going to start off with is timing. I feel like timing has a lot to do with everything. A lot of people feel that like they're rushed or there's certain things that don't happen according to plan, but timing, like as soon as you get an assignment, or I think what the Air Force called the soft orders, you need to start making EFMP appointments right away and getting documentation for things right away. So after my husband's levy briefing, what we did is we went to the EFMP website that you have to set up. You have to enroll your family in an overseas PCS, and that is how they'll communicate a lot with the paperwork and the screening and the choices and what they need from you and things of that nature. I will leave the website here on the side. But yes, the service member has to get on that website, log in, create a profile, and that's how you will be communicating and finding out a lot of information. So that's number one to start with. It is when you make appointments and when all these things start to happen, everything is valid for 1 year. So if you are 6 months out and you've got an assignment, it's not too early. It's the perfect time to start, in my opinion. I started 8 months out. Me and my husband, as soon as he got an assignment, we started 8 months out and we decided, okay, I'm going to get on it. And I started making appointments. I started getting paperwork. As I said, because everything is valid for a year. So there's no need for me to wait, 100 days before, or even, wait till, it gets way closer to the date and things of that nature, because everything's valid for a year. I'm going to have other things to do. Even if it's just homework and school plays, I've got other things to do. So if I can do it early, get it done. So I started 8 months early, and I started with our physicals. So the TRICARE only pays for 1 physical a year, which is totally fine. And if you've already had your physical, it's okay. You can schedule an EFMP physical. So even though like, oh, I just had a physical 3 months ago, no big deal. Tell them you're scheduling it because your husband's on assignment. When you are getting this just simple physical done, I think another good thing to ask your doctor about, because I know sometimes this happened to me as well, you forget, are to not have any open referrals. So when I got my physical done, I was good to go. That was fine. But I did come to find out that I had an open referral. And the reason I had an open referral was I have asthma, and I was supposed to see my pulmonary specialist. But I didn't because I don't know how long it's been, but in between this time, they started selling inhalers over the counter. So I was like, why am I going to go see you for you to try to regulate my asthma on this or that medication when I just need more inhalers. That's all, so I told them that was why they closed referral. It was good to go. So that was it. For me, it was a really simple process. But I mean, if you have more serious health concerns other than like seasonal asthma, which is the only time I get mine is seasonal, or environmental, that, get those referrals closed or go see those doctors and get whatever you need checked. So you guys, after your physicals for yourself and the entire family, if you have children, are going to be the screening. Now, my screening was absolutely easy. It was maybe a 15-minute conversation where the doctor went over my health records, my children's health records, and we're just asking questions about their doctor's appointments and things of that nature. Now, as I said, for my family, it's quite easy. There are no physical medical issues. Now, I do have a son that is on the spectrum, and he was already enrolled in the EFMP program, and all of his needs are educational. So that wasn't a real big hiccup for our family. He just has an IEP. That's the extent of his special needs. So he's never had any, behavioral therapies that he need to be referred to, therapists that need to be referred to, no occupational therapy, and nothing of that nature. Like at the beginning of his diagnosis at the age of 3, but he, I guess you could call it, graduated from those programs at about school age, about 5 or 6, and he's 13 now. So it hasn't been an issue at all. So depending on the medical history and what your family currently is enrolled in the EFMP program, if they are, then those issues, of course, will be different. Your screening might be a little bit longer and a little bit more in detail. And the reason they're doing this is because they want to know that they have the resources, or they want to know if they don't have the resources to take care of your family when you are overseas. Now, I have heard that a lot of mental health issues aren't serviced overseas. So that might be a challenge if that is something that you're experiencing, or if there's someone in your family that battles those things. They don't have a lot of those type of resources when they're over there. And I think just in general, specific environments, you do develop what they call SAD, which is like that seasonal depression, when you don't have, the proper amount of vitamin D and sunlight. So that is a major concern of theirs. But as I said, when they do the screenings, all these questions, it's to make sure that they have the resources that you need. So whatever Army base you're going to. So my screening was via telehealth. It was, over my phone. You can do it on your laptop, whatever. They give you a like a little, like QR code, or like a little website to log in, and it was super easy. They asked me all the questions about my son. My other 2, they don't have any physical issues. They go for their yearly checkup, and that's it. I don't even get my kids a flu shot. I mean, it's a virus. What are you gonna do? You just gotta wait it out. But so they don't go to the doctor very often. So there wasn't a lot of questions. There wasn't a lot of concerns for their health. So my telehealth appointment, they got all the information from my physical. They got all the information from the past, whatever doctor's appointments my children may have had. They went all the way back to my daughters in the 10th grade. They went back to 5th grade and was like, hey, this happened in 5th grade. Has it ever happened again? And I'm like, nah, she's good, she's fine. That was when she was 10. She hasn't had any issues. She's great. So others since ever, they compile all this information. They ask you questions. They look at your medical history, and then they recommend a yes or a no. For me, my doctor in that moment told me he was going to recommend me as yes. Your family's perfectly okay to travel. I'm looking at your medical history. You all have, just like, there's an issue, you go to the doctor. If it's not, then you don't. So and it's taken care of in that moment. So they told me at the end of that they were definitely going to recommend us to go. So that was something that was really good to hear, and for our family it was a simple process up until that. So what's next, you guys, is uploading documents. So as I stated, right after the levy briefing, the first thing you should do was to go on the EFMP screening website. The service member is supposed to, start a profile so that you can have a lot of communication between you, the doctors, and your gaining unit. So that is where you will upload things like your IEPs, any doctor's notes as to like why, like if you have a certain specialty care doctor and they believe that it's a good idea for you to go, you can get recommendations from them. You can upload it there, different things of that nature. So that is part of the process that my family did get a little bit tripped up on, because I do have a child already enrolled in the EFMP program. According to the Army, they need that paperwork updated every 3 years. Now, it's been 2 years since we did an update, so we assumed that paper would be just fine. But they said no. They said they wanted something more updated. I will put the DA form on the side So what we did, it took us about 3 days. We just, got the paper, we got the DA form, we turned it in to our son's teacher. They filled out all of the paperwork, signed it, and sent it back to us. And so, as I said, that was just 3 days. We gave it to my son. He took it to his teacher. They got a day to get it all together, give it back to us the next day. And then I know a lot of EFMP offices at this time, they do everything via through, like email and uploading. I went in and I said, hey, y'all need it. Y'all told my husband y'all needed this paper. I'm here to give it to you. Now, if you don't want to take it, I mean, I'll go back, but I'm here already, so you can just scan it in. And so they did do that for me. So I wasn't as entitled as I am talking to you guys, You get more bees with, honey than you do vinegar. But I did go in and I said, hey, I've got the paper, so I'll update it for you. They told him, I think on Monday, by Wednesday, I was sitting in the office in their face and I handed it to them. And so they were happy that I got it done at such an early time. And so I turned it in and, so it went good. But you can also, of course, if you aren't the type of person to go tramping around the hospital like I am, you can definitely upload things on that website. And so, as I said, just make sure you have all your documentation. To human is to error. A lot of people get frustrated because there's a lot of back and forth and there really is. And if you are waiting for them to tell you, oh, you need the updated version, or you want this, or you want that, they're not going to do that because they're not going anywhere. They're just sitting there every day. They're going to be tomorrow, the day after that. So you have to advocate for yourself and you have to ask questions. I will ask a million questions just to cover my own behind. And I don't care how annoying it gets. I don't care how frustrating it might be for the person that has to answer them. That's what you're getting paid to do. So I will ask away. I will ask questions a million times until I can understand. I will ask the process. I will ask them to, hey, can you shoot me an email of what the paper looks like? Whatever I don't understand, whatever I need clarification on, ask questions and advocate for yourself, because no one else is going to do that. Everyone else has their own lives they're trying to run, their own jobs, their own careers. And I don't expect to be anyone's priority because my family is mine and I'm sure their family is theirs. So once the doctor has done the screening and you have uploaded all the information they ask you, and they will send all this information to your gaining unit, whether it be Alaska, Hawaii, Germany, wherever, and they send it there. And then the gaining unit there has 30 days to recommend yes or recommend no. So after about, I'd say, 3 weeks, because me and my husband were pretty confident that we would get approval because we have no we have no physical needs that aren't able to be met. Our son has an IEP, and his area of struggle is and I'm not doing this for, just to, put my child's information out there or sympathy or anything like that, but just realistically speaking, so I can give you all like realistic expectations. A child struggles in the area of reading. That's it. So we were pretty confident that, his autism diagnosis was not going to be something that they couldn't service over there when all he needs is help with reading. And there's so many children that aren't on the spectrum that have the same struggle. So we were pretty confident that we were going to get approved. So by the 3rd week, I got the email from the EFMP office at my husband's gaining station in Germany, and we emailed them. We're like, hey, what's going on? What do you think? And we got information back within 24 hours. Like, we saw the update on the EFMP website within 24 hours. It was amazing. So as I said, just continue to advocate for yourself. If they have a number to call it. If they have an email, send them a message and just give them your information to say, hey, this is how many days I've been waiting. This is the information I sent in. Do you have any more information? The worst they can say is, we haven't got to it yet. So it doesn't hurt to, kind of like poke them along, let them know you're waiting, let them know you're looking, let them know, hey, you asked me for this paper 3 days ago. I uploaded it. Did you see it? you know, like anything just to keep your name in memory, I think is a great idea, whether it's with your gaining unit or even your losing unit, to make sure that they're on top of their job as well. It doesn't hurt to reach out and just say, hey, where am I at in line? What is my status? Is there anything else you need from me? You know, is there anything that I'm forgetting? So continuing to, you know, call, ask questions, give little reminders, I think is a great idea. On our, I guess you could call it like literally on the 29th, they have 30 days to get back to you, but on the 29th day, we got our approval. And so once we got our approval, it was, you know, time to get orders. Now, I'm not going to go into that because that's a whole nother thing, how the service member gets orders and what they need to do. That's a whole nother ball game. But after the EFMP process is approved and there's a yay or a nay, orders can be cut. If it's a yay and if it's a nay, then new orders will be issued, and they'll, you know, have to assign the member a different duty station. And I'm not versed in that at all, so I won't even go into that if, then, and what this. So as I said, after we got our EFMP approval, my husband was on top of his things for the past couple of months. Our orders came about a week later after EFMP approval. So last but not least, what I want to say is have realistic expectations. If you are trying to get all these things done within like a 90-day period, you're probably not going to make the timeline. Like, you're just probably not. There's just so much that needs to be done. There's so many back and forth. There's so many things that could go wrong. There's so many things that you might forget. So if you're trying to do it within a 90-day period, I'm not saying it can't be done, but yes, you're going to be frustrated, and it probably won't happen on your timeline. And you may have to defer orders or request a deferment. I mean, like, you don't have a choice, you know, but you'll have to request it. I would also like to say, have realistic expectations, not just about time, but about your physical needs or your health needs or your family's health needs. As I said, IEPs are just really common in today's, you know, education, where children, even if they aren't on any type of special needs program or thing of that nature, you know, a lot of neurotypical children have 504 plans and IEPs. So I was pretty confident that we would not get denied. But if you have a heart condition, if you have multiple issues, whether it's, you know, mental or whether it's physical, if you're seeing specialists on a consistent basis, I would say anything could happen. You can definitely appeal, but I would say have a realistic expectation as to that it may take longer or it may be a no. So you guys, we're at the close of my video. I hope it was really helpful for you. I hope I dumbed the process down a little bit. I know there can be a lot of moving parts and it can be overwhelming, but I'm hoping that I got you the information that you needed, you know, in layman's terms, so that you can understand and so that you can start planning them at a reasonable time and get really great results. Good luck to everybody. Bye.